So, let's get into it. Positive thinking. We hear about it all the time, right? But what is it really? Is it some kind of secret to success, or is it just, wishful thinking? Today, we're going to dig into the thinking behind investing in you and figure out how to build a mindset that actually makes a difference. You gotta love this quote from Herm Albright, which the source material uses to kind of kick things off. A positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. It's funny, right? It totally gets that sometimes all that nonstop positivity can be a little much, and it sets up the big question perfectly.
So let's not beat around the bush. Let's just ask the question that I'm sure is on your mind. And the source asks it just like this. Is positive thinking a bunch of crap?
And you might be surprised by the answer. The source material basically says, yeah, it totally can be crap. But, and this is the whole idea we're going to unpack, crap also makes for some amazing fertilizer. See, it's all about how you use the junk life throws at you to help yourself grow. So that's our first big topic, crap or fertilizer. We're going to look at what positive thinking really means in this context, and more importantly, how we can start making it work for us instead of against us.
So look, positive thinking isn't about some kind of magic wand. It's a belief system. The best way to think about it is this. Your mind is like a garden. You're the gardener, and whatever you decide to plant and take care of, well, that's what's going to grow. This whole mental garden idea is the key to everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so if your mind is a garden, what's the first thing any good gardener has to do? That's right, you've got to pull the weeds. And that brings us right here, uprooting your mental weeds. And here they are, the usual suspects that the source material points out. You got your low self-esteem, getting hung up on past failures, all that stuff we learned as kids. Crippling fear, you know the drill. As you're looking at this list, do any of these feel a little too familiar, a little too at home in your own garden?
This image just nails it, doesn't it? These weeds, they're not just ugly, they actually build a fence around you. They trap you. Your own thoughts can literally fence you in and limit what's possible for you.
Let's focus on one of the biggest, most stubborn weeds on that list, self-esteem. This one's tricky because, as the book points out, a lot of us are taught not to be too confident, right? Don't be arrogant. So finding that sweet spot, that healthy balance, can be really tough.
All right, here's a quick little test for you, straight from the book. Imagine this. Your boss comes up to you and says you did a great job on a project. What is your very first gut-level reaction? Don't overthink it. What's the first thing that pops into your head?
And here's the difference in black and white. If your self-esteem is too low, you're probably going to brush it off, say, oh, it was nothing, and basically try to run away from the praise. But with a healthy balance, you feel good. You accept the compliment, say thank you, and maybe even use it as an opportunity to ask how you can do even better. It's a night and day difference.
Okay, on to the next big weed we need to pull, fear. The source material calls this one of the most limiting emotions out there. And it can be a good thing, like being afraid of a car speeding towards you, but then there's that other kind of fear, the fear of what people will think or the fear of failing, and that's the stuff that really holds us back.
The way to conquer that fear is a lot like climbing a huge mountain. You don't just magically appear at the top, you have to do it one step at a time. The idea is to face your fears in little, tiny, manageable pieces. You just keep taking one small step after another, and pretty soon you'll look back and see how high you've climbed.
All right, we have officially done our weeding. The ground is clear, and now for the really fun part, planting some powerful new seeds. This is where we stop focusing on getting rid of the bad stuff and start actively, intentionally, building the good stuff. And we get this amazing step-by-step guide, a mental workout. First, you warm up by catching those negative thoughts, like I can't, and flipping them around. Then step 2, you work your muscles by smiling. Seriously, even if you have to fake it, it works. Step 3 is doing the reps. Just keep practicing, looking at problems with a how can I solve this attitude. And finally, the cool down. You got to give yourself a pat on the back for your effort. It helps the new habit stick. And I know that workout might sound small, maybe too simple, but listen to this quote. The biggest tree in the world grows from a seed you can hold between 2 fingers. It's a perfect reminder that these small, consistent actions are exactly what lead to massive, incredible growth down the line.
Okay, so the seeds are in the ground. But any gardener knows that's not enough. Your garden needs sunshine, it needs water, and that brings us to how we fuel all this new growth. The source has a simple word for that fuel: enthusiasm.
And here are some super practical ways to get more of it. First, always look for the benefit. Even in a boring task, ask yourself, what's in it for me? Next, use a buddy system. Enthusiasm is totally contagious. Third, gain knowledge. The more you understand something, the less scary it is. And finally, dangle a carrot for yourself. Give yourself a reward to look forward to when you hit a goal.
So let's bring it all back home. Back to that main idea we started with. Your mind. Your garden. This is where it all clicks into place.
This image really says it all. All that stuff that happens to you, the good, the bad, the crap we talked about, it's just raw material. It becomes seeds. And you get to choose. Are you going to plant those seeds and let them grow into more pain? Or are you going to plant them and turn them into something amazing?
Because that's what this all boils down to. It's this simple. You are the gardener of your mind. You get to decide what you tend to, what you water, and what you pull out by the roots. The choice is yours.
And we're going to end with this killer quote from Henry Ford that the source uses. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. It's just a powerful final reminder that the biggest investment you'll ever make is in what you choose to believe about yourself.